Yo guys, and welcome back for another Blue Protocol Star Resonance video. Today we're going to be talking about the class balance changes, and we're probably going to be getting them pretty soon. So I thought it'd be worth talking about and just kind of getting an idea of what's to come. So this is going to be a part 1 of a part 2 series where we're going over kind of those changes. Now this video is going to focus specifically on the balance patch changes for the classes. So what's fundamentally going to change about your class. And then the next video is going to focus on the raid set bonuses, the 2 and the 4 set bonuses. And those bonuses are a bigger deal for some classes than others. You're going to see some classes, mostly looking at you, Frost Mage, Icicle, that doesn't have hardly any information or any changes in their actual kit. Again, I think this is bad balancing and they shouldn't do it this way, but most of the power that those Icicle Mages are going to get in Season 2 is going to be through their set bonuses. So this video and the next video should give you a more clear picture together on how your class is kind of looking. So don't panic if you're seeing a lack of changes here or if you're worrying about numbers or whatever. At the end of the day, take all of this with a grain of salt. We're still waiting for it to get to our version of the game, in which case we'll be able to take a deeper dive and actually look at patch notes and things like that. One more thing I need to mention, guys, is that we did actually take a look at these notes from a video on Surreality's channel. Now, we didn't have the audio or anything like that. We did actually look at their notes on the video itself. So make sure you go to their channel, give them a like on the video, subscribe to their channel. We love everybody making content for Blue Protocol and always happy to see everyone doing stuff. Hopefully, they're also okay with us taking a look at some of those notes. Those notes have been more widely spread, and since then I have found where we could actually use them, but originally, like I said, we did use them from their video. So again, show them some love, and I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. All right, so Shield Knight. So talent Holy Barrier HP adjusted to 200% HP was 150% HP plus 3000 armor. Improved AI for auto battle. Okay, so the arrow means that we're moving to this new one. So this is the previous, this is the new value. So I think overall that's probably a buff, assuming that armor stats are decent in season 2. Obviously they needed better. Actually, I felt like the AI was fine for Shield Knight, to be honest. It wasn't perfect though, so I guess it could be a little bit better, but I'm not really sure that I personally want better AI in this game, but that's just me. Okay, skill Infernal Reckoning, base crit damage adjustment from 150 to 250, such as a buff. Shield throw adjustment, every tier additionally gives 1% to debuff. Okay, sounds like that's just more. So again, a buff. Shield Guard no longer requires critting, additionally provides 8% damage buff for 8 seconds after using Valor Bash. So again, just sounds like a buff. I'm not sure that I would personally buff recovery, but like, I mean, you do you know what I mean? Maybe the shield ones are really good. Divine Guard, new effect, every enemy within 10 meters of the caster provides 1.5% physical damage reduction. Ooh. Okay, that sounds pretty good. That sounds pretty good. Judgment improvement. Now, a new effect. When Lifeforge barrier is higher than 5, provide 8% damage reduction. Ooh, okay, also very good. Hopefully this still works with the judgment. Adds a circle on the ground that gives like 10% damage reduction, because this is like an 18% damage reduction from judgment, basically, which is pretty cool. All right, Wind Knight. Typhoon Cleave talent enhanced version can be used in mid-air. I think that just smooths out the gameplay a little bit. Instead of up, down, it's just going to be easier. And then talent momentum surge adjustment, range 5 meters to 12 meters. Not a huge change. Actually, I don't know what that talent even does, to be honest, but it sounds like just a buff, right? It just gives you more range. Skill Tornado adjustment, damage no longer suffers from decay. Bro, there's no way they buffed Tornado, right? There's no way they buffed Tornado. This is actually the thing that makes this class so broken. Sorry, pardon my language. This is actually the thing that makes this class so crazy broken, is that the Tornado does an insane amount of your damage, and it's not even considered to be one of your skills. It's actually just straight up part of your talents, so you don't even have to level it to get the damage. The Edge Combo adjustment added 25% base proc chance. When lucky strike percent is higher than 25, lucky strike percent will be used instead. Okay, interesting. I don't know if this actually changes a whole. It's cool that it's a base proc actually. That's really great. The lucky strike thing, I think you inevitably end up having that amount of lucky strike, but you don't want it. They want to go crit haste, and instead lucky strike is what the game recommends you go, so maybe they're trying to force more of that lucky strike build. Air dance strike adjustment, using sharp impact grants 3 sharp. Using related enhanced skills grants 6 sharp instead. Ooh, okay, this is actually good, because I think before this used to give 3 sharp. So this actually just gives you an easier time getting back into your like rotation, which is good. Increase, oh my god, bro, they're actually buffing Skyward. This is crazy, guys. Like literally out of every class in the game, I would not have buffed Skyward. Like, we'll have to see where the rest of the classes go. Talent chasing step adjustment adds new triggers. Skyfall, dealing crit damage. Skyfall plus Falcon Toss, dealing crit damage. So this is what it is now. So instead of just being Skyfall crit, it's also Skyfall and Falcon Toss crit damage. I guess that's cool. Fixed tornado proccing multiple times when hitting multiple targets. Aha! This is it right here, boys. This might be why tornado does so much damage. Maybe they're actually getting nerfed. Maybe everything else they did was actually to compensate for the fact that they nerfed like 70% of their damage. We'll have to see. I never actually, like, I don't think there's any way to see if this was happening or how much it was happening. Unfortunately, I can't think of anything without like a proper, like, true details DPS meter. Fixed talent Wind Fury, requiring sharp impact to hit an enemy unit to trigger. Okay, this is actually kind of something that I only discovered the other day, and it was really annoying because Mukuchi was just like running all over the place. But yeah, kind of annoying. Falcon Toss and Azure Sever require a target to recover sharp. I didn't realize that they didn't do that in the first place, because why would you use those abilities if they weren't gonna be aimed at a target? I don't know. All right, Vanguard. Again, I don't really know that much about Vanguard, so we'll have to see. It does sound like actually Wind Knight got maybe potentially giga nerfed, right? It kind of depends on how much, specifically Skyward got maybe giga nerfed, depending on how much this multi-procking was happening, contributing to their damage that Tornado does. And again, like I said, Tornado is like 70% of their overall damage. So this getting nerfed is actually really significant, guys. Really significant. I guess it's not getting nerfed, right? Technically, it's getting like bug fixed, because it sounds like it wasn't supposed to. They fixed it procking multiple times. So Vanguard, talent Vigor Spike only happens during combat. I have no idea what that was. Dragon's Fury Flame, a new effect, every 1% haste, provides crit damage to Drake Cannon and Vortex Strike. Sounds like a buff. Wind Spiral explosion damage, 100% increase. Sounds like a buff. Fixed Drake Cannon true attack mismatch, as well as an increasing attack from, okay, so sounds like maybe a nerf plus a buff, or maybe just double buff. And the same thing happened for Vortex Strike. So it sounds like they just weren't doing the correct damage before, and they got a buff. So, and then fixed mastery description error in the walkthrough guide. Oh, that's not good. If you guys are enjoying the video, leave the video a like down below, add a comment if you have any questions or want to talk about anything. I'm always happy to talk to you guys down there. And as always, subscribe to the channel if you want to see more stuff like this. And back to the video. All right, Stormblade. Oh my gosh, guys. I'm seeing a bunch of Moonstrike changes, and I'm excited. I'm excited. Yo, Mango, how you doing, man? Hope you're having a good day, brother. All right, so Yaido. Flash Frenzy Blade no longer requires critting. Okay, buff. Iaido adjustment. Every 1% crit provides 0.15 crit damage to skill that consumes Thunder Sigil. When crit chance is over 60%, every crit beyond 60% increases. Oh, provides more crit damage instead. Wow, more than double. Adjustment Final Strike of End of Annihilation up by like, what is that? A lot. That is a very large multiplier increase. Every Thunder Sigil consume damage bonus is up as well. So just in general, it sounds like Yaido is just getting buffs all around. Again, I personally put them into A tier, so maybe this will end up making them more of an S tier class. It does kind of sound like maybe Wind Knight might drop down. We'll have to wait and see how that it actually plays out. Moonstrike. Phantom Scythe Realm 2 adjustment. Casting Thundercut grants 12 plus stat screen luck percent times 10 blade intent instead. It's this one right here. So this has a chance to give you stuff back. Okay, so instead of a chance to give stuff back, it looks like it's just a it looks like it does just grant you back stuff based on your luck percentage instead, which sounds fine. When luck is above 25%, Moonstrike triggering Lucky Strike will provide 1 charge seed. If not, Moonstrike is a fixed 20% chance to provide 1 charge seed. That seems okay. It seems like more for people that are like new Moonstrike players that maybe don't have the luck gear. I don't think it'll matter for me. Divine Sickle new effect, continue below. When luck is above 28% but lower than 45%, Divine Sickle final damage plus 100% but requires 14 casts of Storm Scythe. When luck is above 45%, Divine Sickle damage plus 200% but requires 21 casts of Storm Strike. Okay, here's the thing, guys. I kind of hate this, okay? I kind of hate needs to be cast 20 times. Like that, it doesn't feel good. Just make it passive. Just make it half and make it passive. Every time it's up, it does 100% more damage, boom. Or 50% more damage, boom. You know what I mean? Don't make it weird. Don't, like, people aren't gonna sit there and count 21, 21, you know, 20, 21 or whatever. They're not gonna do that. Maybe some hardcore people will, but I'm not going to do that. Talent Phantom Delay rework. 12 seconds after Chaos Breaker, Talent Raijin Dash Charge, Moonlit Charge, or Charge Catcher will provide 1 additional charge seed. Okay, more charge seeds are good. Adjusted Divine Sigil cast animation be faster. Oh, nice, nice, nice. Fixed talent charge catcher not working. Oh no, this one. Okay, I wasn't using that one anyway. About how bad is Moonblade on auto or semi-auto? Have you tried perhaps? Moonblade is pretty fine. Actually, it's probably one of the better classes on auto, Kaurin. I never really recommend auto because you're not going to be doing 100% of your damage, but it's not bad on Moonblade, to be honest. Okay, I mean, overall, I feel like Moonstrike got a pretty big buff. And we're gonna be at this higher damage, but it's gonna require 21 casts kind of thing. I don't know. I imagine that the casts will be worth it for the higher final damage, I guess. Again, I kind of dislike that it's not every single time. I wish it was just permanent, like every time you hit Divine Sickle it does X amount more damage rather than requiring the cast, but it is what it is. I would say overall buff and buff. So Moonstrike looking to continue being S tier class in my opinion. We'll have to wait and ultimately see how it plays out though. Icicle is full of those condition passes, that's why it falls off. Keck, yeah, see that's what I'm saying, man. I don't want passives like that. Those are honestly, from a developer standpoint, I think those passes are very bad. Because what that means is you're adding something that feels kind of random instead of giving players either a flat damage buff if you feel like they need it, or just agency over whatever it is. Like if I need to clear some condition, then make it an easy condition that I can actually do and achieve relatively easily, not something that's like cast thing 21 times. Because you really want somebody sitting there like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. No, you don't. That's not fun, and they're not going to enjoy that. Okay, to Marksman. Okay, I swear guys, if Wildpack gets like any buffs, it's over for everybody. If Wildpack gets buffs, it's over for everybody. Okay, Falconry, a shit ton of buffs, which honestly they need, so I'm happy for them. More HP it looks like from endurance, so that's good. Buffed almost 50% buff for internal explosion. Falcon Strike 50% buff, Power Draw 50% buff, Radiance Barrage 50% buff. Bro, like are they just giving 50% buffs to all of their skills across the board? Because that's pretty crazy. Surely mages go not just into the moon but to Pluto in season 2. I'm sure they do. I'm sure that they go into the moon with season 2. As soon as we get that 100 level gear, surely they're going to the moon. Surely they're going to the moon this time, right? Sure, it was all a ploy before, right? You were just playing the long game. When we were level 40, you were like, nah, level 60 gear, that's us. And then in your head, you're like, I just gotta keep doing this until level 100. So it was actually you mages spreading this false information this whole time. When we got level 60 gear, you're like, no, it's level 80 gear. Trust, I said the wrong thing last time. We're like, okay, right. Level 80 gear is when mages get good. I see. Buckle your seatbelts, mages. I mean, shit, we'll have to wait and see, but I don't believe you. I don't believe you. We'll have to wait and see. We'll check on this very document and see if our friend Surreality has information about mages going to the moon. Surely this time, right? Surely, yeah. I'm sure that this is gonna be your moment. Sure, absolutely. How could it not be? You know what I mean? How could it not be? Okay, talent Falconry, new effect. If your class skill doesn't crit, Falcon has a fixed 23% chance of attacking. I don't know if that's good. It doesn't sound good. But maybe it's okay. Do they build crit? Because if they build crit, this means this effect happens less often. I don't know. Falcon break adjustment. A Falcon attack ignores 20% armor. Crit attack ignores 40% armor. I mean, that seems pretty good. Armor ignore is always really strong in MMOs like this. Steel beak, every 10 stacks of steel beak causes lightning strike, 3-second cooldown. I don't really know what that does, but it sounds cool. Focus concentration adjustment to 15. More is better probably. Falcon ignores more armor. Wow. Falcon just ignoring all the armor, no? Eagle Eye, when photon energy is higher than 50%, the caster be considered to be in photon reforged state when casting Radiance Barrage. Energy gathering power, new effect. When photon energy is higher than 50%, the caster be considered to be in photon reforging state when casting Power Draw. I don't really know what these things mean, but they sound like they're buffs. New rule for Falcon Strike. If upcoming Falcon Strike count is higher than 5, next Falcon Strike will consume all Falcon Strike count for matching amount of damage. I don't know what any of that means, but again, sounds like it's a buff. Lightning Strike attack percent being higher than intended. Ooh, that's a nerf there, boys. That's a nerf there. Oh god, here it comes. Here it comes. Wildpack. Okay, at least the section is very small, okay? The section is very small. I feel like that's good, right? That's good for all of us. Mastery of bleed adjustment. 1% mastery provides 2% up to 3% bleed damage, so a small buff on their mastery gain value or value gain. When haste is over 35%, every 1% of overflow haste provides 0.2% attack. That sounds like a buff. Do you guys think they need a buff? Why are they buffing these hunters? Anyone know? Wild Call cooldown CD adjustment. Every one Lightseeker arrow reduces Wild Call cooldown by 0.3%. When haste is higher than 30%, every 1% overflow haste provides additional cooldown reduction? Or is that crit damage? Surely it's cooldown reduction. Caps at 0.8-second cooldown reduction. That also sounds like a buff. I don't know, I don't play a hunter, but it sounds like a buff. And then talent legendary beast adjustment, summoning condition added. When photon energy is lower than 50%, summon legendary eagle. If photon energy is higher, summon legendary boar instead. Okay, I kind of like where that's going. That actually means that like timing your summoning might actually be relevant to your energy and would give you different stuff. I don't know which one's better, and I don't know how the auto will play on that, but hopefully it will add some amount of skill to the class. I like the idea. Not sure how it works out for damage, but overall it sounds like Wildpack getting a buff. So a lot of S tier classes are getting buffs, boys. And if you're mages, you got to be looking for a long list of buffs here if you're going to be trying to compete, if I'm being honest. Frost Mage Changes. Oh my god, Icicle getting one change is actually a tragedy. If you are playing an Icicle Mage right now, 07 boys. 07 boys. I already put them at D tier, the lowest tier on the tier list, saying that they're the worst class in the game, and they get one adjustment. One adjustment. 07 boys. That's a nerf. Cannot scale the chance. Wait, no. Surely they didn't get nerfed. Hold on. All right, so they got more HP. And then talent, crystal resonance, tooltip clarification. Whenever Frostbeam does damage, oh, that's a Frostbeam. There's a fixed chance for ice cores to fire ice arrows. Improve Frostmade auto combo, so just your AI. Talent, Frost Comment Adjustment. Frost lands that consumes Frost Crystal will have a 21% chance to summon a Frost Comment. Wait, how does it work now? Is that really a nerf? Did they actually nerf the worst class in the game? There's no way. There's no way, right? Surely they didn't nerf the worst class in the game. From crit chance, our lucky strike chance to fixed chance. Ooh, that sounds like a nerf. Ouch. Yeah, that's kind of rough. Well, 07 boys, I wish I had like a fanfare that I could, you know, give you guys, but like, you know, play for yourself that music of the ship going down in the water and stuff, you know, like 07 boys. It's been nice knowing you guys. Hopefully you weren't gonna play Icicle Mage in season 2. Yeah, that is quite unfortunate. Frostbeam got a bunch of changes though. All right, new effect: when Ice Arrow from Ice Scourge does damage, recover 1 ice energy. The effect is doubled during permafrost. I mean, sounds like a buff. Again, I don't actually play Mage, so I don't really know. Adjustments: ice energy costs minus 5% down to 3% for 8 seconds, up to 15 seconds. I mean, that sounds like a buff. Again, I don't play the class, but it sounds like they're buffing Frostbeam. All right, Law of Energy Surge, triggering effect adjustment, recover 5% down to 3% of ice energy per second for, instead of 5 seconds, up to 10 seconds, affected by haste and mastery. I mean, I think that's probably an overall gain. It probably depends on how bursty you guys are at spending your gauge over the course of a fight, though. It sounds like you're gonna get more energy recuv. That sounds good. New effect for Frostbeam spec. Every 13 times Frostbeam does damage. I hate these effects, man. To enemy, reduce permafrost cooldown by 1 second. Multiple targets count as 1 target. Was it currently giving you a lot of cooldown reduction whenever you're using this when you're hitting multiple targets? Because I feel like it is. Because you guys do like nutty damage on like mass AoE, and that would make sense if this is what was happening. Because you're just Frostbeaming all over the place, right? Okay, quick chance and Ray Master location swap. I don't know anything about that. Probably neutral. If they're just swapping 2 talents you're already taking, you're probably still gonna take them, but if you're not taking them, maybe you have to go a different route. Who knows? I guess only mages. Instant cooldown reduction from 1 second to 1.3 seconds. So you actually, that's a buff. Okay. Frostbeam spec, new effect: every 10% mastery provides 0.85% damage, caps at 5%. I mean, that sounds pretty good. Talent, Cold Pulse, new effect: Cold Pulse damage plus 20% for every target hit, caps at 500%. Okay, so they're just gonna take you guys from doing the highest AoE damage and the lowest single target damage to still doing the highest AoE damage and probably still doing the lowest single target damage. So maybe 07 for all of our mage friends out there, Icicle and Frostbeam. It's been nice knowing you guys. Might be time to consider some alternatives, or maybe paying attention to the CN version and seeing how this is playing out for them. But be careful, you never really know. All right, fixed Frostbeam, losing Ice Arrow under specific conditions. I mean, it sounds like you guys were getting hit by a bug, and so now you won't be, which is a buff. So mix of buffs and stuff, mix of buffs and maybe a nerf depending on like talents and stuff like that. But I mean, who knows? I put them before like middle tier in the tier list, so maybe they'll go up a little bit. It does sound like Icicle's literally getting nerfed. I'm not sure what's going on with them. We'll have to wait and see. Verdant Oracle Changes. Inspiration, new effect provides additionally provides 1.5% crit, haste, luck, mastery, and versatility. That's really good, actually. It's really good. Why only 1 buff on Icicle? Yeah, well, Audrey was saying that that's a nerf, Hollow. I don't know. Again, I don't play Mage, but they were saying in the chat that that was actually a nerf for Icicle. All right, Smite. Okay, so I actually put Smite as my other worst class in the game. So let's see. It does seem like they're getting a pretty significant buff here with the first 2 things. So Stag Charge is getting a more than 100% damage or attack increase. Almost, it's like literally more than double. And then Bloom Heal is getting a 3 times multiplier, which is pretty insane. For me, it's a buff. Okay, nice. Well, I'm glad that Icicle is getting at least a little bit of a buff. I'm glad to hear that. But it does sound like they're not going to be moving up much, Hollow, which is, again, 07 to our mage friends out there. Even if they are getting a buff as the worst class in the game, they're probably still going to be the worst class in the game because there's only one of them. And all the S tier classes and A tier classes are getting buffs. Bloom wheel adjustment. When Wild Bloom does damage, reduce infusion cooldown by 1 second. If Wild Bloom triggers Lucky Strike, reduce infusion cooldown by 3 seconds instead. I mean, sounds like a buff. Wait, let me send you the original description of the talent. Okay, yeah, please do. Please do. You guys can message me on Discord or you can put it in the chat or whatever. That works too. Okay, talent smite spec, new effect, overheal of 30% max HP on target with symbiotic mark will convert overhealing amount into a 10-second heal over time instead. This effect can trigger once every 30 seconds. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I don't feel like they were overhealing a whole lot. If they were overhealing a whole lot, then I feel like we would be not dying. You know what I mean? But we'll have to wait and see. Maybe those modifiers on those other abilities more than 2 or 3 times in some cases will be enough. I don't really know. Yeah, it's a buff of sorts since they remove the need to crit or Lucky Strike. I mean, maybe it makes you free to build other stats. You don't have to build crit or Lucky Strike. You can build into whatever's optimal, maybe. Okay, still, Icicle has many conditional passives that make it worse. Yeah, it does sound like that. Frost Comet talent. When Frost lands, consumes Frost Crystal and triggers either crit or Lucky Strike, there's a fixed 30% chance to summon a Frost Comet. Oh, I think that's the important part that I need to change. Yeah. I mean, it seems like you had more options to trigger it before, no? I guess it was or, but the percentage is also worse, so. But if they were a crit Lux class, they probably had like pretty high % chance to trigger it, right? I would think. Or no. Okay, Feral Seed Symbiosis, new effect, Feral Seed damage plus 100%. I don't think that's really going to change a whole lot. Laceration reworked into Breaking Thorns. Infusion and Stag Charge damage on target with Thorns is doubled, but healing is half. I'm not sure that having any amount of healing that Smite is doing is better, but we'll have to wait and see. Luck damage adjusted every 1% grants 1% up to 1.5% luck damage multiplier. I mean, I guess that's good. New effect, damaging elites or above enemies grant 8% nature damage bonus. Yeah, honestly, guys, I'm not really seeing how this is gonna make Smite better. I mean, obviously, they're getting like 2 or 3 times multipliers on their current like ability scaling is gonna help in some amount, but I'm not sure how much that results in healing versus damage. Maybe it just fixes their damage, but yeah, we'll have to wait and see. All right, and then Life Binder. Grove Wish, new effect. Heal ally target by 15% of their max HP. I mean, that's pretty good. Wow. I would say that's pretty good. Yeah, that's really good. Talent Life Force Extension, new effect, Healing Chain, additionally heals ally target by 1% of their max HP. Sounds good. Ultimate Inspiration, new effect, also doubles Inspiration Advanced stat bonus. I'm assuming that's the new stuff that they had in the general up above, which also seems quite good. So sounds great. The Lifeline just got a couple of decent changes, but like, I mean, overall, I still think Lifeline's gonna still be significantly more value than a Smite will ever be. All right, Beat Performer. Talent, Encore Chain, new effect, Lucky Strike, chance minus 20%. Wait, what? What? Skill Healing Beat, new effect, heal ally target by 3% of max HP. I think it currently heals, but I think it's based off of your magic attack or something. I'm not really sure, but I don't know if that's gonna be more or less. We'll have to wait and see. Skill concert circuit, healing amount is doubled. I mean, that sounds good. Sonic Verdict, new effect, while healing melody is active, self damage received minus 15%. I mean, sounds good, but very minimal impact overall. I was hoping Concerto was going to get some significant buffs, but I think it does kind of, you know, it needs to walk the line of being overpowered, because it is quite a buff that it gives you for your damage dealers. So if they also healed a lot and you weren't in danger by taking taking them, then it might actually just be too strong. So I get why they're kind of just like giving it a little bump here or there, but I still would like to see it give more. I think they could have given it like an extra 10% overall healing and it wouldn't have been a problem. We'll have to wait and see how much those 2 healing changes actually come out to be in the end. Dissonance, Rhapsody of Flame, mistakenly consuming performance passion when talent allows for casting a Rhapsody of Flame without consuming performance passion. And then also fixed when activated, error on amplifying beat count +1. Oh, so they were getting... They're getting fixed, which is a buff, and then the next one is getting fixed, which is a nerf, I guess. So they're getting nerf buff. Well, again, we'll have to wait and see how it actually plays out in the end, but interesting. Roll skills. So I think these are new things that are, from what I remember reading, I think it's supposed to be like similar to like maybe limit breaks kind of thing for the different classes, but we don't actually have these roll skills yet. But yeah, we'll take a look at these at some point. All right, guys. So who do you guys think overall is the big winner and the big loser? I'm not gonna lie. I think Moonblade is sitting pretty good. I think there's a chance that Skyward Wind Knight goes down the drain, depending on how big that bug fix is gonna be for them, because if they're currently doing all that damage because they're bugged, well, it might be 07 for them, you know what I mean? Maybe my video is gonna be making everyone switch to Skyward Wind Knight just to get nerfed in season 2. Okay, but how are we supposed to know that it's because of a bug? You know what I mean? Like, how are we supposed to know it's because of a bug? Anyway, yeah, other big winners. I mean, I think pretty much everyone got a buff, right? Except for Mages got like a very small change, which seems like a buff. Everyone across the board got a big buff, I feel like, for the most part, or a decent sized buff. So I think that for the most part, it's pretty much just gonna stay the same, except for like potentially Skyward Wind Knight. So we'll have to wait and see how much they get affected and how much the other buffs for all the classes kind of shake the meta up. But I'm excited that they're at least trying to make some changes, even if they're not necessarily buffing the right things. I don't know that I would give it Wildpack more of a buff when they're already getting their new Imagine. That seems like it might be maybe too much on top of each other, but we'll have to wait and see. Okay, well, hopefully you guys enjoyed it. So obviously this was a kind of part 1 thing. We're going to be having another video out soon where we talk about the tier set bonuses, which again, as I said earlier, actually has a fair bit of power to be gained still in season 2. So we'll have to wait and see how that ultimately shakes out. Again, you know, we'll go over it a different time, but I personally don't like the idea of not balancing the classes first and then adding set bonuses and stuff like that later on. If you don't have a base class that's balanced, I think it's harder for them to make the sets just overall more interesting, right? One class is going to have something really cool, like sneak preview, the icicle set is really cool, but that's because they have to gain a lot of power from it. And other classes that are doing well or had a lot of balance patch changes, they didn't actually get very interesting or very cool set effects because they kind of can't. And anyway, so we'll talk about that more later on. Like I said, hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Leave the video a like down below, comment down below if you guys want to talk about anything. Again, I'm always happy to have discussions with you guys down there, and subscribe to the channel if you want to see more stuff like this, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.